Good morning, y'all. I haven't picked up my camera in almost 2 weeks. But I got good reasoning for it though. Y'all know I've been dealing with my iron and stuff. And my iron being low, which prohibits me from like having the energy I need to have. With my iron being so low. And so, as y'all could have seen at the beginning of the video, I was taking my iron supplement, my coconut cult, and my sea moss. So I had to start creating a routine for myself. Cause it's like when your iron is low and you're iron deficient, like you're very fatigued, you're very sluggish, like you're moody a little bit, and I'm always just tired. Like, how you expect to do a good job, be a good mother, like do activities with your friends and stuff like that if you ain't even got no energy? Like, when I tell y'all, since I picked y'all up, I would go to work, come home, take a shower, and go to sleep. That's how bad it had done got. Like, zero energy. And I went to get my iron levels checked again, and my job was a 9. It was a 9, baby. You know, it was an 8. I think my iron was an 8 last time I told y'all. I think my iron was an 8. So it's going up. But like they say, like when you're taking those iron supplements and stuff like that, like it takes a minute to get your iron back up. So I've been taking an iron supplement and I've been drinking beet juice. The next step is I have to get referred to a hematologist. So that's why I ain't been picking y'all up. Ain't like I just haven't been, or like I just didn't feel like it. I just didn't have the energy. So yeah, that's why I haven't been like on camera, or y'all haven't seen me vlog my day in the life, because child, sis been struggling over here with that iron. I've been struggling over here like with my energy. Like, my energy has been like, that's it. So this morning I got to go see at least like 3 people this morning. And then I have to do a training this afternoon. We got to do a training. I think it's like some type of like documentation training or something like that. I don't know, but y'all know I'm gonna talk to y'all about it after I get out of training, specifically like what the training was about. And then after that, I got to finish my yard. I got to finish putting my decorations up in the yard, because me and my daughter, we did a Halloween themed skeleton yard this year. So last year wasn't that organized. Last year I think we did like, we tried to like make our own witches, and I think we had like ghosts in the yard or something like that. But anyway, this year it's a little bit more organized because we actually like planned it out. So we did like a skeleton theme for the yard this year. And so yeah, we got to finish doing our yard today. So I got a pretty busy day today. And I need to find out about my CEUs for my certifications that I have. So if you all don't know, I am a licensed clinical social worker and I work primarily only with people with mental health diagnosis. And with that, sometimes they have like co-occurring diagnosis, which is substance abuse. So I also have my certification in addiction counseling. So I have my LCSW, I have my CAC, and then I also have my CCTP, Certified Clinical Trauma Professional. So I have my license and 2 certifications behind me. So anyway, the renewal is coming up for my substance abuse certification, and I really need to get on my CEU. So I think it's due next month in November, like close to Thanksgiving time, that I got to send all my documents in. So I need to work on that too. That's why I was like, man, I got to get up. Like I got to get my body right, because I be having like too much stuff to do. Like literally, I be having too much stuff to do. But anywho, let's get our day started. I'm heading out the door to go to work. The work phone going off. I ain't even at the door yet. Let me show y'all the yard, what we doing so far with the yard and stuff. Hold on, let me turn the camera around. See y'all? So this is our yard. We're doing a skeleton theme. Let me see. Make sure y'all can see it. In the chair. And then we got one over there on the bike. And then we got the 3 right here. And then we got the 1 right here. We got to get like the ooze stuff, because they're supposed to be like throwing up in a bucket with the arm. So we just got to finish in the day. But yeah, we're doing a skeleton themed yard this year for Halloween. I'm so excited, y'all. I like the holidays. I like to decorate. I like to do like stuff like that for the house. Like now that I have a house, I like to decorate the house around the holidays. So yeah, I'm about to get ready to go get me a matcha. And I guess after I get the matcha, I'll pick y'all back up. Thank you. Here you are. No problem. So I just made it to my first client of the day. I'm just gathering my stuff, getting my stuff together. Cut that off. I had to do a assessment, a biopsychosocial assessment with her, because she's a new client of ours. And that's one thing I think I can say I like about my job. Like, I like the versatility of like coming out in the community and like working in the office. I don't have to like sit in the office all day long. Like, yeah, I might drive around quite a bit some days, but all my days aren't like that. Y'all know, ever since I told y'all I took that break that I took from work, and then I came back and I told him some changes need to be made, I've been doing like much better when it comes to like my scheduling and not running around with my head cut off like a chicken, because that was getting old. That was getting played out. Like I couldn't function like that. So nonetheless, ever since I came back to work, like I don't be doing all that no more. Like either I will meet with, 4 or 5 people in the same area of where I'm at for that day, or I will meet with 4 or 5 people inside the clinic. But like riding around the city, seeing all those people on the east side, the west side, south side, I don't do that no more. Baby, them days is over. Them days is over. I don't run around like that no more. So anyway, I'm just getting myself together, y'all, to get ready to go in here and do this biopsychosocial. And the good thing about it is these people that I'm about to see, they're in the same building. So I'm just getting my laptop out. Like I said, I'm about to get ready to go in here and do a biopsychosocial with this client because it's a new client. And like I said, with the biopsychosocial, being a social worker, the biopsychosocial is gathering background information about, well, because I'm mental health, I do mental health social work. It's gathering information about like their psychiatric history, the presenting problem, of course. I am updating their diagnosis. I'm giving them a diagnosis if they already don't have a diagnosis. I'm looking at the medications that they're on. I'm asking about symptoms related to their mental health. I'm asking about what all do they know about their mental health? What treatments have they received as of yet when it comes to their diagnosis? Maybe like what services they would like in outpatient services. And discharge starts at the beginning of the service. So we'll also be talking about like treatment plan of care, how long they might need services. So I'm just asking an array of questions to where I'm making sure that me and the client are working in collaboration to come up with a good treatment for them. So yeah, remember, we don't do all the work for them. We don't get to dictate what services they need. We present, what services are out there for them and what resources are out there for them. And it's ultimately up to the client to pick what they feel like they need. So yeah. So the other client I have to see while I'm here, she is going to work on her budgeting. And I also put some stuff in my folder because I like to carry my folder around with me now with all of my stuff in it. So I don't have to carry around my big old bag. So I already printed it out, like budgeting, like it's just budgeting 101. So we're going to go over like her spending habits. I'm going to teach her about her needs versus her wants and making sure like all of her basic needs are met before she do any type of like extra spending like that. So I'm going to work on that, the other client, on budgeting. So first we're going to do the biopsychosocial, and then we're going to work with the other client on her budgeting. Okay. That's what I got so far. So I just got finished doing the assessment and seeing the other young lady for the budgeting. What I wanted to tell y'all, I mentioned to y'all, when y'all get ready to do like y'all biopsychosocial assessments or like initial intakes, make sure you all, if you can, like get a copy of like their past or previous psychiatric history, because that helps out a lot when you're getting ready to do a new intake. I just wanted to point that out because sometimes the client don't always, I had to get my wallet. Sometimes the client don't always like tell the truth, or sometimes they like withhold information. So if you're able to like get that psychiatric history like print out from like maybe like other treatment facilities or agencies that they've gone to, make sure you get that, because that's going to help out a lot like if you're doing an initial intake. But yeah, I'm about to run at Whole Foods and get me something to eat because I got to get ready to go to this training at 1 o'clock. And I came here the other day to Whole Foods to get something to eat from their hot bar, and because we didn't pack our lunch, I did pack my lunch Monday and Tuesday though, but because I didn't pack my lunch today, I gotta go to Whole Foods hot bar, which is fine with me. At least we still eating healthy. Hold on, y'all. Salad. So I got me some green beans. The green beans look a little dry today, but nonetheless, we got us some green beans, chicken fingers, and mashed potatoes. So that's what I got from the hot bar inside of there. I got this the last time, and so I just wanted to stick to getting the same thing. Like, I didn't want to change up because I know I got to go to this training too. This training about to be like 3 or 4 hours, I think. So I needed to go ahead and get me some food in my belly, because I know they're going to be asking questions while we're in there. You know how they like to call you out randomly when you don't even feel like talking. I know that's what this about to be. Like, I know that's what this about to be. But anyway, I'm about to finish eating my food and go inside, and then go inside of this training. And then when I get out of the training, I'll come back and share with you all exactly like what we talked about. So yeah. So I just got home from work. I'm about to get ready to finish putting up these Halloween decorations in the yard, me and my daughter. I wanted to come on here and wrap up the video and tell you all a little bit about the training that I had to go to. As I had stated before, it was a documentation training, and she touched on like the different dynamics of a note, and then she chimed in particularly on the one that we work on, which is GIRP, which stands for Goal, Intervention, Response, Progress, and Plan. And she just broke down each one of those sections in detail. It's just a training that we have to do like at least once a year, in case we get like any like new employees and stuff like that. But because I've been there for so long, like I know that like the back of my hand. Like, I really didn't want to be there because I mean, I done been to so many documentation trainings and it's kind of like redundant. But nonetheless, she gave some tips. One of the tips that she gave that I really always like is the one that we learned in school: if you don't document, it didn't happen. And then also making sure you're getting in your documentation in a timely manner. You know, don't wait until days later to get your documentation in, which I struggle with sometimes depending on how much I'm gonna go. But it's good to get your documentation in early, so that way everything is still fresh on your mind and you don't leave out anything when it's time to put in a note. And then also like just jotting down notes while you're with the client, so that way you can remember also what you talked about in the session with that client. So it was just basically like a documentation training, making sure everybody is doing their notes effectively. She gave some examples of different notes. We had to pull up like each one of our notes, so she can review the notes and tell us like how our note is and what an auditor looks for when it comes to documentation and notes for our agency. What else did we talk about? We talked about treatment plan of cares when it comes to putting in a client's goal in their own wording, and then you of course putting in the objectives and then the interventions that you're going to work with the client when it comes to doing the treatment plans. And I think that's it. But nonetheless, today was a good day. It was a productive day. I got a lot done. I saw my people. I caught up on a couple of my notes. I did the training. You know, after I got out of the training, I did have to follow up with one person because she was kind of like having like a little crisis. So I had to go over there and kind of de-escalate her so she won't have to be 1013. So that was the end of my day, which was still like a good productive day. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get ready to pull up these decorations and get in the shower and call it a night. So yeah, that's my day, y'all. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I will catch you all in the next one.